Another thing which you are incredible at is bringing emotions into your stories. Your stories are always very emotionally rich. And not everybody has that when they tell a story. Sometimes, someone says, "Oh, I was really depressed." And then they say later on, "But then I went on to be really happy." And they sound the same, they look the same, it feels the same to the audience. How do you get yourself to be so emotionally present in your stories?
It's you like psychology too. To those of you who don't know, he's very good in psychology, and it took me a lot of delving into psychology and the world of rituals to get to that
Mm,
stage. And the issue we have as speakers now, it can be a happy speech, it can be a sad speech, it can be whatever it is, right?
yeah.
We as speakers are not necessarily going to be at the right emotional context to deliver a happy speech all the time, or
Hmm.
to deliver an emotional sad speech all the time. We're not, because we may have like the audience, we may have a good day, bad day, whatever, right? So we can't go to a funeral and say, "Hello everybody, how are you today?" Right? We have to get the right, and vice
Yeah.
versa in the wedding. We can't be like, "Oh yeah, welcome to the wedding."
Unless
We
you're
can't
sad about who's getting married. That's
or someone getting married and you don't want to get married. So
yeah.
the point I'm driving is the same way that we're trying to reset the audience, we have to go through that process as well. So
Yeah.
when I researched the topic, I actually looked at sports people, yeah,
Yes.
which has nothing to do with being emotionally connected to the speech, but then you do the linkage and you go like, oh, there's something there. And the world of rituals, right? It starts from religious rituals, but athletes especially, they'll have this, you know, enter the court with the right leg. If you see Nadal, the tennis player, he
Yeah.
twists his bottle 6 times, does this 7 times, and then mentally what he does, that it's a ritual at the end of the day. It
Yes.
helps him get to a mental stage where he's the sharpest on the court, in this case,
Uh-huh.
tennis, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I delved into that, and then I thought, this is very interesting. Let's see how it's applicable to us as public speakers, right? The rituals. I coined a phrase called an emotional routine, right? And it's something I
Okay.
really, really believe in, right? And
Hmm.
and there's no one way to do it. Everyone needs to develop their own emotional routine, and each emotional routine is based on what speech you're delivering. Is it a happy speech, sad speech,
Mm.
whatever speech, right? If it's a
Yeah.
happy speech, you must have an emotional routine before you even go to speak
Uh-huh.
that gets you
Uh-huh.
in that place that you have a big smile and you have that
Yeah.
big, and not fake, because the audience will
Uh-huh.
know if you're faking it. You need to be
Yes.
happy, right? And the emotional routine, it's up to you. It can be an hour before, half an hour before, 10 minutes before. That depends on you.
Hmm.
And it's the same thing every time when you deliver that speech, whether you think
Mm.
about funny things, whatever, right? How much you love your parent. Well, I don't know, right? Everyone
Yeah,
needs
yeah, yeah.
to, and some people are visual, so they'll have photos. Some people have earphones and listen to funny songs. Some people watch YouTube. Whatever it is, right? Develop the emotional routine to
Hmm.
get you to that emotional stage to deliver that speech consistently every time, and it doesn't matter
Mm.
what the day happened. So, for example, in the World Championship of Public Speaking, I even today when I present or give speech, I always sit at the back. But this is me. Everyone is different. Sit at the back. I have my earphones on. They're actually not playing any music. It's just for
Mm.
people to, so I can avoid whoever's around me. I'm going to the back. It's true. And then I am in my head, get not even thinking about the speech, just getting myself to the emotional place I need to be. And the tip I
Yeah.
have is this: your emotional routine needs to take you to the lowest point of your speech.
Right.
So if you have a sad moment, it needs to take you to that moment, because we are so programmed to fake happiness. So think about it. When you go in the street and someone says, "How you going, mate?" Sorry, I'm from Australia, so we use the word mate. "How you going, buddy?" And we say, "Oh, good, mate." "Yeah, oh, buddy." What, I don't know. What do you say in Scotland? I have no idea. And
Buddy
and
is
and,
fine.
and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Probably better
"How
not
you
use
going,
the
buddy?"
word we use over
"Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good. How was your day?" That's usually the benign answers we get. So we are used in faking
Yeah.
happiness, right?
Yeah.
We can't fake sadness or emotional state. We really need to
Murtagh.
tap into it, right? Yeah. So,
Mhm.
if you have a low speech, a low point in your speech, your emotional routine needs to focus on the lowest part, and then you go and use your life skills in faking happiness. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
how many people around you have you seen so happy, and then you hear the news and you're like, really? Then?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
from a psychological point of view, that's our approach it. Always take the lowest point. Now, not all speeches have low point. Some of them are humor. So
Yeah.
obviously you focus on the humor, right? But if you do have an emotional point in your speech, your emotional routine is to focus on that part. So when you go through the journey and you get to that part, it is easier for you to connect to that.
Mm,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Because we're
Yeah, I
so
remember a
used
couple.
to fake happiness. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great point. I remember a couple of years ago, you were helping me with a speech, and it was about a time when I was a kid and I was very shy. And I remember you telling me this, and something I actually did was I actually found an old photo of myself, like that's me there when I was very
Oh,
very
that's
young.
so cute.
My
Yeah.
dog as well. But that picture really reminded me of who I was then, and then I was able to
Yeah.
sort of get into that the emotions, the fear, the anxiety I might have felt then, being a very shy young man. So it helped a lot to have that visual, and I think it's just all about finding what works for you. I remember every time Michael Phelps goes to in the Olympics, he's always got the headphones on and he's playing whatever Justin
Ritual.
Bieber. I don't know what he's listening to, but he's playing something that helped him win gold medals. Right, baby, baby. No, he's not doing that. You know what I'm saying? You got to have that thing, especially if it's something very emotional or something big you're going for in life. Having
And
that
by the
routine
way,
can set you up for
we,
success.
we see it. This is where we have to be intelligent and naive. And when I say we have to explore things that on the surface have nothing to do with public speaking, but when you really think about it, have a lot to do with public speaking. What does a professional athlete has to do with public speaking? Working with this one, a lot,
Mm,
because he's doing an emotional routine or a ritual, if you like, in psychology, right?
yeah.
Religious. I'm not talking about one religion. All religion have rituals. There's a
Yes.
reason, for that. So all I say is there's other art forms out there. Let's learn from them and see what we can bring to
Yeah.
public speaking. Yeah.